What is going on, Duff Daddies and Duff Mamas? It is Thursday, March 10th. Little late in the season right now, or a little late in the week right now, but that's okay. We've got great points to cover. But welcome back to another episode of the Duffin podcast. My name is Brendan Monroe, and with me, as always, is the one, the Dadchler, on his way, Michael Adams. Mike, how we doing tonight, bud?
Yeah, man, I'm doing terrific. Just trying to get this microphone set up over here. Just a couple little scrambled eggs up top. I mean, boy, did the boys, all three of us. I know Timmy and I were together in Florida, and Brendan was in Scottsdale, but we had some fun. We went to Top Golf. I mean, I'm elated. The golfing is back in my blood right now. It's running deep. It's good to be back playing.
It feels great. I mean, I know I was a little bit more lucky than you guys when I was down in South Carolina, but being able to play out in Arizona, oh, so great, so fantastic. And of course, we do have the man himself, Timmy the Chooch O'Reilly. Timmy, how are we doing tonight?
Good. It's back to frigid temperatures, missing that weather already. But I like what Mike said, to get the golf juices flowing. I did not play particularly well on this trip, which makes me even more motivated to just play better. I can't wait for the season to come, because like our goals is, we talked about it before, let's get to a single handicap, and by doing that we got to grind. So let's start the season off right. We got the bug back in us. Let's keep going.
Bug is back in us. So much to cover here too. I mean, when we hit, you're on a plane. We got midnight arrivals over here. I know Timmy got in late after me. I was a midnight arrival. Like, just run into your car. My dad was picking me up, like, go out the sliding door. It didn't even cross my mind that the temperature was going to change. Like, I was just dragging. It was midnight. Like, what a time we had, just playing a lot of golf, whether it was daylight, night, didn't matter. And that wind, that freaking cold air hit me like a sack of bricks. I got so accustomed to the Florida weather, and I just don't know why I dragged my ass back up to the cold. I mean, I've already mentioned to Brent, maybe we look at a little place down south. Boy, is it nice.
So if you can't already tell, Duff Daddies, Duff Mamas, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do the inverse of what we usually do. So we are going to start with bogeys for the boys and girls, even though there were no girls on either of these trips. But bogeys for the boys and girls will be our starting.
No girls.
No girls allowed. No girls allowed.
No, it was this hat that I'm wearing right now. Boy, did it get a lot of play. I wore it all 4 rounds, and I just unleashed it from my bag at the bottom with the laundry. And now it's sitting at the top of my head. 1988 U.S. Open Country Club. Here we come. But holy goodness, boys. Brendan, I want you
lying. That thing went with you all 72 holes, and that's
all 72, Timmy. Oh, Brendan, I want you to go first though, because I haven't talked to you, and just want to hear about the I got a couple Snapchats from you. It looked like you guys are having a good time. I know you were there before, Tim and I. A little envious on Friday. It was and Thursday. I think you were there, right? You got.
I was there, so I did send you guys that nice little. So at our Airbnb we did. I just want to preface this, like, this was a bachelor party. We only played 1 round. There were a lot of guys. So when we went on Mike's bachelor party, like, most, if not all of us, everyone but pretty much 2 guys were like pretty into golf, and then like the rest of them could at least play. Well, maybe not Sam. Shout out Sam. But anyways, this bachelor party was a little bit different because like only 3 of us really like were avid players, and then the rest of them were either casual players or never, like, one of the guys never played ever. So, and he was on my scramble team. So, you know, we did 2 groups of 5. The guy from the golf course that we played at, actually, which was Painted Mountain in Mesa, Arizona. he had us go out first. He had us go out as 2 groups of 5. And it was really interesting, man. I mean, it was a great course. It was in good condition. Scramble format is always so much fun, especially because like for someone like me, like if I have someone who goes first and they hit the ball and it's in the fairway, like I'm gonna John Daly it. Like I am going to throw it back and I'm just gonna try and hit it as far as I can. And I did on one hole. I got to drive about, I think I was telling you, Tim, probably like 320. So it was the bomb. It was an absolute bomb.
Was the kid who didn't play ever like better or worse than you expected?
Oh, so much worse. So
Worse. I was
Oh,
thinking better. I was in a scramble
Oh,
too. But
no.
I'm sorry to that individual. Like,
So,
keep trying.
no,
Keep
it's
playing
fine.
golf. Keep playing
Yeah.
golf because you're that's the
No.
worst you'll ever be. Promise.
He was fine. So the thing is that he didn't even so like we had groups of 5 and he wouldn't drive. He never hit the ball off the tee. He's like, I'm not even gonna do it. And I was like, okay. He putted, he every time we got to the green, he putted. But
Brendan, that's
normally he would hit like maybe one shot out of the entire, you know what I mean? And then putt. Maybe one shot.
that's
And
what
like
I thought.
a lot of times if we had a good shot, he didn't even play. Like
Oh,
he was
no?
like, we'll putt.
That's what I
But-
thought you might say on the drive, like pull a Rigsy from Barstool and just if you watch him in scrambles, like someone hits it great, like he knows his capabilities. He knows he's not going to launch one 300 plus, so he just puts the driver back in the bag, saves his back a swing. I thought you were going to say that, Brendan, when your friend launched one. But putts though always try unless it's like Hurdy hold and you can't do better. But
yeah, so he actually hit an eagle putt. He
Wow.
hit our eagle
Love
putt,
it.
which was nice. So it was the 9th hole, which again, every 18 should obviously end in a par 5. Like we have discussed that to the day. I say that to the day that I die. I think the 18th hole should always be a par 5. That's just me though. That's just me, guys.
Timmy, I think the 4 courses we played in Florida, I think a couple of them finished on par 5s, right?
I know the last one, and it came down to the wire, and if it wasn't a par 5, I mean, it was a par 5, and it made things really interesting.
Celebrations was a par 5 because that was at night,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then the Palms, was that a par 5? I don't remember.
No, it was
And
a
then-
par 4. It was a par 4.
Mystic Dunes was
We played a reversed 18. So it was
Mystic Dunes we played a reverse 18, but
So
Mystic
you guys
Dunes is
start
8.
on 10.
Yeah, on Mystic Dunes, but their 18
It's
is
not. It's a
not.
short par 4, which is also interesting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're
Love
gonna
it.
go that route,
Yes.
you go short par 4.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So 3 out of 4 were gettable, but Brennan, go on.
Oh no, so I hit my drive probably like I actually was playing really I was driving the ball really well that day. Probably got my drive out to like 280, 290.
Damn.
Another guy on the team. I got
5-man
a good
scramble timeout, 5-man scramble.
5-man, but we were really only 4 because
But you were
one
5.
of-
But you were 5.
But one of the guys didn't hit the ball until we got to the green.
Yeah, he was just hanging. That's
He was
I
just
mean,
having a good time. He was
you
just
don't
having a
need
good
more than
time.
4. But the other team had 5,
Mhm.
and you had. Did you slow up the pace out there?
No, actually, the
Nice.
group in front of us was a foursome, and they were keeping us waiting.
Oh, I like that.
That was
as
nuts.
as
That
2
was-
5-somes that would calm me.
Oh, more on that in a bit. But so we get to the 9th hole, I tee off. I hit it like probably 280, 290. I hit my second shot like really well, hole high, but a little bit to like it was on the green, but it wasn't like it was not good. It was like a very long putt. Or sorry, it was before the green, and it was a kind of a rough putt, like really uphill. One of the other guys on the team gets out his iron and just friggin' sticks it like 15 feet away. And so we get up there and we're like joking the entire round. We're like, okay, Anthony, okay, dude, show us the line. Okay, you're gonna show us the line. And he just gets up and he smacks it right in. Like I pick him up, I bear hug him, I throw him over my shoulder. I'm like, Anthony. Let's go.
Was that the only shot he hit? Was he 1 for 1 on the day with the eagle?
No. So we had other putts and everything like that, but like that was like, and the group and so like we were the second group out of the 2. the group in front of us were at the halfway house getting hot dogs and everything, and they turned around and one of the kids just goes, "God damn it!" Like, oh man, so that was great. That was a great day. Just like you guys, we also did Top Golf that night, or not that night, but like the night before, we actually did Top Golf. Unbelievable, right by one of the casinos out there. I will say, I don't know why I live here. Like, I don't know why. Like during the winter time, why do we do this to ourselves? Like, Arizona was, they were cold. It was a cold streak. It was 70 degrees every day.
It was probably cold in the morning, right?
It wasn't too bad in the morning though. I mean, at night we went out in jeans, but honestly, I would probably do that anyways. Like, unless it was like 85 degrees, like how it is in Key West, like when it's like 90 degrees at night, and you're just like, why am I doing this? But yeah, I mean, it was just such a fun time. Scottsdale itself is so sick. It's so much fun to go out at night there. It's a little expensive, but like that's not surprising. But it was a really, really good time, and we had a really, really good time.
That's awesome.
But we only played one round, so I got to hear about the boys who played
Brendan,
four whole rounds.
little transition into ours. How was your Top Golf experience? For a little bit, we had trouble finding like the right game we wanted to play. We must have went through how many different formats?
A bunch.
So we played the original Top Golf, right? We played the original one, and then we played Angry Birds. Angry Birds was kind of funny.
We didn't play either of those. We should have tried.
Oh,
wow.
So
wow.
fun.
We should have discussed, because you went on what, Friday? We went on Saturday. No, Friday. We went on Friday, Timmy. Friday.
Oh, maybe we went the same night then.
Did we go the same night?
We must have gone the same night.
But yeah, we went through like 5 games. Neither of them were that. But Top Golf, can you like not? It doesn't matter where you get it in the bucket, like, or in the rings. It counts regardless. Like, it's not taking precision into.
Angry Birds, it does take precision into it, because like you're trying to hit like TNT boxes, and you're trying to hit like it's hard. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. It was weird, but it was good. It was fun. You also hit so much, like hitting at Top Golf is like, you're taking off so much from your from your actual swing.
The back net. There's like a gutter on the back net worth 75 points.
Yeah, every time you got it in the I think it was Top Golf or Top Advanced, Tim, and then or Jimmy or Brian, or maybe even Timmy. I have no idea. They just hit their driver and it bounced.
It was Jimmy
to the net, and
Jimbo,
it hits the net.
Shout out Jimbo.
Falls in for the first time, because we all had never, or I don't know if we all had never been. I think Jimmy might have, but he hit it in and gets plus 75, and we're like, let's do. And then like I'll grip it and rip it, and I'm hitting my driver, and it lands, and I look up at the screen and it says total carry like 188, and I'm like, wow. And I thought I got a hold of it, and we were on the third deck, Brendan. We were on the third deck, and
we were on the third deck too. I don't know if I like hitting from the third deck. I'm not gonna lie.
We get there, and the guy greets us and says, "There's no wait on the floor 1, like 40-minute wait on floor 2, hour wait on floor 3, or whatever." And we're like, "Yeah, just take." In my mind, take floor 1. It's no wait. And he's like, I advise you guys take floor 3, just for the experience. Like, you're hitting down into the targets, which I totally respect. And the fact that there's a wait for the third floor like that obviously proves that people enjoy it more. So we wanted food anyway, so we grabbed some food, and
very nice.
And then we got, I kid you not, man, I was hitting driver, and total carry was like 203. Like, if I cleared 200, I was kind of pumped. But I was saying to everyone, like, add 20 yards on it. I feel like we're hitting down. It doesn't I don't know, for whatever reason, and it proved, Timmy, all week I could not hit the ball far at all. So maybe it was totally accurate, but I'm just the shortest player around.
I called you a Trent Ryan. It was the most consistent drive out there. It was just a slight little fade, that would carry 225, roll off to 250, bada
Oh, it's
bing.
so
It was.
funny.
I've never seen you more consistent with a driver. It was.
Dude,
It was crazy.
I feel like because I was so short and it was so open, like it was pretty open. I feel. I just felt like I could. I felt like the places that we play, like Florida, it's coming from never playing in that like Bermuda grass, like it's different, a lot different. And the greens around the greens are a lot different. Like you don't have these fluffy lies like where you can kind of take a 52 degree and hit it 20 feet in the air. Like you need to hit a 60 degree, like if you want to make that shot. So exploited some weaknesses for sure. And putting was different. And it was our first time, Timbo, like it was my first time getting that putter out this year. So can't be too harsh, too critical, but got to get in the singles. Got to get in the single
I putted
digits
like
on the
crap.
handicap.
I putted like absolute crap. Like I was leaving everything short.
Jimmy was lights out putting.
Jimmy's
Lights
always
out.
lights out putting though.
Couldn't hit his wedge as well. He'll admit it.
He
Couldn't
never
his
hit
wedge.
it. He doesn't hit his wedge as well though.
I will say there's sand in Florida. Boy, do they know what they're
Pristine.
doing. I mean, boy,
Pristine.
do they know what they're doing. If
No,
people come from there up north, they've got to be disgruntled with the bunker keeping in the Northeast. My goodness, it's harder.
So wait, you're
Florida,
saying that they don't have rocks right next to the sand and like a boulder just sticking out of the
puddles?
bunker for no reason with puddles?
Puddles.
No puddles in Arizona. Although it did rain one day for like an hour. It was hilarious. I was like, you're not supposed to be here. We're in a desert, sir.
What was the temperature out there?
70s. So the day I got there first, when I sent you guys that very schmexy pic of myself, in our bathing suits, that was 85. That was really good. That was a really good day. And then the rest of it was like 70s. We went dude buggying one day and we did not dress for it. It was in like the 50s in like the desert, in like the mountain desert part. It was really cold. So like we did not dress well for that. And then it rained. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you said it rained in Scottsdale, Arizona. What are the chances?
It's a desert. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, guys? But yeah. Anyways,
temperature in Florida was perfect.
I'm sure. Favorite course, least favorite course, who played the best? Let's hear it all.
Favorite course. I think I got to go Disney Palms, number one. It was in Disney. You have the Magnolia and the Oaks. I think you got every tee. There's a cool little nugget on what happened where, maybe on that hole. It was so well kept. I thought all these places like have a starter. It's probably not the right name for them because they're better than that. They're awesome. They're a part of the golf course. I think Kevin, it was John. John said Kevin the alligator was on 13.
Yeah.
We saw a couple of gators. We didn't see Kevin though, but
it's always fun when they name them.
Yeah.
That's when you know they're big boys. That's when you know they're enormous.
That's true. That is true. Because the other ones we saw, we didn't see Kevin. The ones we saw, we could have took them. I mean, no problem. They were tiny. They were tiny. But John was a great starter. Kind of gave us the layout. Just beautiful place. Like we all played our own ball, so it was traditional. Celebrations was our round after the Palms, and we scrambled that, so we didn't get the full. It was our second round too. We had a late night before, but yeah, Disney Palms at a celebration. Oh, so Disney Palms won. Mystic Dunes was last four, but again, all terrific spots. The place we played last, Champions Gate, that was on Monday, right, Timmy?
Yeah, that was the last one.
That was sweet. Yeah, it was
That's the
Links.
place Landon told you guys to play, right?
No, he said Disney Palm.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
he did not steer us in the wrong direction.
Gotcha.
Oh, no, it's number one out of all four of my, and they're all bomb ass golf courses. Like Mystic Dunes was 4, but sweet. Number 2 was Champions Gate, which is like links and water, like heavy links, heavy water, and heavy wind. Like I'm telling you, like 25, 20, 15, somewhere in there, mile per hour winds, like
10,
early
5, touchdown.
No, Timmy, I mean, I'm not a gauger of winds, but on like early in the round, the wind
Early,
was
yeah.
hurling. But later it calmed down. But
Oh, that's good.
open spot, like had like pop bunkers, like they weren't deep like you see over in
No.
Scotland and such, but just like little pop bunkers that were well placed in certain, like right in front of greens or right where you should be driving at middle of the fairway or something like that. So that was number 2. And then celebrations was 3. Again, we played scramble there. Me and Timmy were dynamic duo that fell short. Brian had it going and James had the stick going, and it was like lightning in a bottle. You couldn't do anything about it. Me and Timmy didn't play great, but you tip your cap there. You tip your cap to Brian and James for beating us. And
so Brian and Jimmy were the twosome at the bachelor party too that won. And then I played with them. Oh no, they didn't. Did they? They didn't win?
No, I don't know. No, they very well could have. I don't know. I was shaking my head and saying, not surprised.
And then I played with them on the 9-hole one, and we ended up winning that one too because Jimmy had a chip in eagle. Oh, did you guys put Brian on the clock?
No, we didn't put Brian on the clock, Brendan. Brian even admitted on the car ride home in the before the airport, we were all just kind of reflecting on our rounds, and we were talking about his putting because he knows like he wants to get better at putting, and like he really did a lot of good things with the driver and the long irons, the mid irons, but like if he could lock down some putts, but he said he was trying to stand over the ball a little longer just to start to like continuously think about what's at hand and block out the noise, like breathe and block out the noise there. So totally respect the hustle, and everybody's got their own tick. So, it was just good to be out there, man. And it was a hell of a weekend. I couldn't have asked for anything more. And then Brian gifted us the Dad Schiller balls, and I
saw that. That was great.
I had to just I don't even know if Brent or I have posted anything on social media in terms of becoming a dad. So a couple of people reached out like, oh, no way, congrats. I'm like, yeah, it's coming pretty soon. But
I was about to say, Mike, you don't really post on social media though. So.
No, but I like your shit on social. I'm trying to do a better job,
That's different. Yeah.
Our shit, good. Our stuff.
Exactly. Our stuff.
But no, wish you were there, Brendan, but glad you were having a blast in the Dale. And Timmy, obviously, best of times, man.
Yeah, it's crazy too because I missed the golf trip, and then also one of my buddies from here who's from Ireland, he turned 30, and his family who I stayed with, like when we went to visit him, they came over, and he's like, "Oh, you're missing my birthday," and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry." He's like, "It's all good. The family's coming in though; they'll miss you." I'm like, "No!" I was like, I was triple booked this week. Like, I need to stop. Like, why couldn't you just pick another week?
Oh, would have been great. We could have added 2 more, had 2 foursomes, but the first of many.
Absolutely.
I'm not much of a traveler either, but and I don't like flying. Like I dislike flying, but I gotta tell you, it's so easy. So freaking easy. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And yeah, gotta do it more, I guess.
Brendan, just gotta tell you about the room. So we had the room.
There's so much we could tell you about.
I know.
Same guy. Honestly, same.
Right.
Big booty mix volume 16. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. boom, boom. That.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, tell him about the spot, Tim.
So it's a room. They called it Mystic Dunes Resort. We did play around there, like Mike said. But the room, they call it a villa. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom thing. It's got a little kitchenette in it.
Oh, it's perfect for you guys.
It was pretty cool. And Brian and I's room, we shared a king, and it was a wide open bathroom. And when I say wide open, I mean like there was a hot tub and shower just beckoning of all openness. And then, so anyway, our room was on the first floor with a little like 3-season little room. We walk out the slider, the 17th hole, nice little par 5. Oh, and boy, did we take advantage. I mean, first day we
Brought
said,
the
let's
sticks
grab
out.
some clubs. Let's play. We went from 150 out, 100 out, and then the night putting just continued on. Anything we could have ever wanted, and they did not care. No one said a word to us. So they just let us be happy, and not that we were doing anything terrible. We weren't disrespecting the course or anything like that, but it was great. No worrying about being caught or being kicked out. It was just live and let live, and it made the weekend that much more relaxing, and just opportunities to play more golf. And that we're a golf podcast and we love golf and we get to play more golf. Just a good example of not having enough golf in our lives and us utilizing it the most.
Never had that either. Never had not enough golf. It was my first time like just being on a trip like where I had no responsibilities but to golf. Got the glow balls out, Brendan. Night
Glow
putting.
V1s. Oh,
gotta get
amazing.
the glow V1s out, and yeah.
Boy, don't worry. We're gonna think of something for the fall, and if you can get out, Mike.
I'll FaceTime in.
I know, right? That might be what it is, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's okay. We still love you no matter what. Shout out to Bryn. Oh, beautiful baby coming. That's all that matters. Anyways, boys, that's the first time we've ever done bogeys for the boys to start. We didn't even do that for the bachelor party, I don't think. Which we should have. That was my bad.
That was all. Oh, that was a good time too.
That was. But so now we are going into what we usually talk about, which is the tournament this week, and we have one of the biggest, I would say the second biggest tournament on the PGA Tour count, just the PGA Tour calendar, second biggest tournament after the PGA Championship. The people say it's the fifth biggest event on the PGA, on the entire, golf, everything. Some people call it the fifth major. I will not. But we do have the Players Championship going on this week down at the TPC Sawgrass. Oh, we lost Michael, but that's okay. He's coming back. He got so excited he just had to stand up.
I was blinded by that light behind me.
I feel like last week they let me rant, so it'll be acceptable for Brendan to have a humongous rant because I feel something coming on about his fifth major.
No, I mean we covered it so we did it last year too. But like, here's the thing. I hate it. Here's the thing. The two things that get me going the most is number one of the majors should be match play. Hardest of all hard disagrees on that one. Number two, the Players is the fifth major. No, it's not. No, There's four majors. You either have to demote one. Okay, you can demote the PGA Championship and no longer call it a major, and that's the only one I would demote. But even then, it's gotten better. It's gotten much better since 2000 and what I mean. Like, it's gotten much better. And then, there's four majors. The Players Championship is a great event. It's the most well-paying event. It's for the players. That is great. 100% agree with it. It's a fantastic tournament. TPC
at a fantastic spot.
Great, fantastic, right outside Jacksonville. Fantastic. Unbelievable. 17th green is absolutely iconic. It's not the fifth major. Stop calling it the fifth major. There's not a fifth major. There are four majors. 1, 2, 3, 4. No Players. That's not there. Not allowed. Rant over. Oh.
Who's arguing with you? Where they at?
There's a lot of people who argue with. There's a lot of people who do it. Brandel Chambly is one of them. Brandy Chamby. Oh.
No, he isn't. Is he?
Yeah, he's a big golf fifth major guy.
You say now. I think you shame or slander Brandel, and you don't even know. I love Brandel. I think he's awesome. But no, there's a lot of controversy that comes around him. But do you know that for sure?
That Brandel Chambly called it golf fifth major. He called it golf fifth major last year. He doesn't act, you know what I mean? He's like, it should be the fifth major. And I'm like, well,
Shame.
Waste Management Open should be a major then too, because that thing is sick.
I love it. I agree. Shame if Randall says that.
Oh, shame, my friend. Shame. But
you think there's like any, not to go off a tangent, but any way you see golf adding a major in which you open your arms and hug it?
I mean, if they add it officially, like I'm gonna open my arms and hug it. But I don't want people just calling it golf's 5th major when it's not a major championship.
Wait, time out. You will welcome this
I
tournament.
will be at the back. I will be at the back of the line, biding my time, sitting there for a couple years, and then sooner or later, maybe. But
I don't think it wants
I'm
your
not
hug.
happy with it. I'm not happy with it. How can you be happy with it?
I'm not. I don't. I'm just. It wouldn't be the players for me. Like that should always be, you know, the one that's not a major. You know, it's a big one, but
it's the 5th biggest tournament. Or maybe the 6th, because like the FedEx Cup Finals, that's completely different. There's only 30 guys. There's so much money involved in that. Like, it's nuts.
You got to create a new one kind of too, because like, didn't Ricky win the Players? Ricky'd be a major winner.
Yeah, and we need Ricky to not have a major.
That's the thing. Like, you have that argument too now. If you're like a previous winner, it's like,
yeah, I won the Players.
Ricky's going around telling his grandchildren that he won the Players when in reality he never won a major. But I want Ricky to win one.
I do too.
I'm not here,
but we can't. We're not going back in time. We're not going back in time. So, like, if it becomes a major, it starts from that date that is a major. You know what I mean? So like all the winners in the past, you're not major champions unless you've won another major. Like I know Henrik Stenson, like guys like that, but like Matt Kuchar won it in 2012. Like if they put in as a major, like no, Matt Kuchar, you did not win a major. You won the Players in 2012.
I think too, you got me if you're gonna build one or put one in across in, you know, Scotland or England, or call it the Open 2, and I'm in for a 5th major.
No, there's one Open.
Whatever. Have a major at St. Andrews every year, and then have the Open somewhere else every year. I'm in.
Okay. All right, Mikey.
Call it the.
Love how Timmy.
You wouldn't take that, Brendan. You wouldn't take St. Andrews being played every year for a major championship and having another tournament called the Open.
I would take it, but I wouldn't make it a major.
Majors?
I wouldn't make it a major. I would just make it the St. Andrews Championship. Like, it wouldn't be a major championship. It would just be another tournament.
You're shaming the home of golf.
No, I'm not. I love that the. Oh.
And you are, because I mean, no.
We have 4 majors. That's all I want. 4 majors.
But you just said that you would welcome the Players if it like eventually came into the fold. And now
screaming. I would welcome it, kicking and screaming like a little.
Well, it wouldn't welcome you. And now I'm saying that if St. Andrews was just an annual tournament, you wouldn't want that to be one of the top most important tournaments.
I would want it to be a very important tournament, but no, like it should not
a major. Wow.
It's not a major.
And you okay, I'm done.
All right, so we always talk about the PGA Championship, how it kind of stinks, at least in the eyes of comparison to the other majors. How would you guys feel if we just took TPC Sawgrass, the Players Championship, the site of the Players Championship, and made it the PGA Championship?
Then it counts.
Right, but
I'm in, Tim.
I like I like that 3 out of the 4 majors though travel. You know what I mean? Like I really do.
Yeah.
Like that. I wouldn't mind seeing.
Well, Masters and the St. Andrews should be the 2 that you don't. Every year.
If it would be the Masters, and I would actually do kind of what Timmy's saying. I would pick a set location for the PGA Championship.
I'm shocked by this, Brendan. You're the biggest proponent.
I'm the biggest proponent of the Open because there's so many good courses. Like you can't take Carnoustie away.
Didn't you say St. Andrews is like your favorite golf course of all time?
It is, and I've never played it. But anyways. the home of golf, but at the same time, like you can't I like the fact that like the major championships move too. The Masters is its own thing. It's its own thing. The fact that the Masters doesn't move is great because it's the one tournament. That's cool that it does not move that major championship. I like that the other major championships are able to go to different courses. And a lot of those times, those courses are hard. And a lot of times we get to see like the absolute unbelievable play. Like, I like that. I like that Royal Portrush was the home of the Open in 2019 when Shane Lowry won it, or 2019 when Shane Lowry won it in Ireland. The Irish guy won it in Northern Ireland. That's sick. That's unbelievable. You know what I mean?
I'm not taking that away from you either by my proposal.
You're not, but you're.
It also is
like
a little
what happens
too late.
when the Open goes to St. Andrews that year. It's in it that year, and then there's also the St. Andrews.
It gets removed from that, bro. It gets taken out of that rotation. Now you give more opportunities to more Shane Lowrys to win more times in their home country. And
Inception.
It's too late for St. Andrews to hop in on this, I think. I mean, it's not too late. It's never too late, but it would have been done already. I don't know why it wasn't, but
the only thing I do see, the only tournament I do see going I do see the PGA Championship going overseas sooner or later. I think they'll go to Australia one year and do that. What you said, Mike, the Royal Melbourne. I think they'll do that one year.
I think that would be smart.
Yeah, because there's only so many times you can play just the you know what I mean? Like, not really, but like the U.S. Open has to be played in the U.S. The Open Championship has to be played on the British Isles. The Masters has to be played at Augusta. PGA, you can kind of do whatever you want. Just don't go to Saudi Arabia and the UAE.
Okay, well, the tour championship is played every year at Eastlake.
Why not? Year. Nope. It used to travel a lot. It became, I think it was like 2003 when it became the official home of the tour championship.
Right. But I mean, Eastlake is great, but whatever. I mean, it doesn't need to be there. And I know St. Andrews, I mean, it's technically not it's not a PGA tour stop. Why don't we make St. Andrews the tour championship spot every year?
That would be nuts. So that would be sick.
The European tour would be so mad. The European tour would be like, absolutely not, or whatever they're calling it now, the DP World Tour. They would be like, nope, you can't do it. That would be sick, though. That would be sweet. And also the fact that Eastlake, they switched the 9s, so that way, because how 18 is actually like the actual 18 is that par 3, and then so they switched the 9s. It's so good. I don't want to end on a par 3. We've talked about it. Don't end on a par 3. Never. So silly. Anyways, there's so much to talk about this. Sorry about the rant, everyone. If you're listening, we do it every year. I do it every year when the Players comes around. Just wait until I don't find the Masters as the number one major coming around when we talk about the Masters. People are gonna immediately get off this podcast. But anyways, a couple big things. Bryson DeChambeau last year finished 3rd, won the Arnold Palmer last year right before. Not playing this week. Kind of bad, kind of sad.
What's he got going?
He's still got that. I think it's a wrist injury, right, Tim? It's some type of.
It is a wrist. It's not a back injury.
Okay, because originally, so I obviously the back is kind of not a kiss of death, but it's definitely not good. I feel like the wrist injury is up there as well, though. You know what I mean? Like if a golfer gets a wrist injury, ooh.
Not good.
Do
want to come back into our Floridian escapade here, talking about minor injuries. Get this. So Friday night before we go to, it was Saturday night. Yep. Did we go to Top Golf Friday night, Tim? We went before we played any golf, right? We went after we picked up James. Yeah.
Yes, Friday night.
This is Saturday after our first round, so one of 3 rounds down. We're in the pool. We're trying to, it's hot out. just hanging out, getting splash, a little wet, just hanging out, good time. We see this slide that's like, I don't know, it doesn't look tall, looks maybe 20 feet long, and you got little kids going up and down it. Before we even went on it, I saw a little girl talking to another little girl saying like, you want to get out of here, go do something else. So I'm like, how fun can this slide be? Everyone that's in line is under the age of 12, and me, Timmy, Brian, and James are lining it up. We're signing a piece of paper saying that if we die, it's not on Mystic Dunes, legitimately. And who was the first to go, Timmy? Me, right? Did I go first?
I think it was you.
No, I don't know. Regardless. So there's like a handlebar you put your hands on and you're swinging, you're trying to gain some speed. I don't know how fast this thing's going to go. So I'm trying to shoot myself down there. I had my sunglasses in my hand like an idiot and grab on the bars, put my sunglasses like in my pocket or in my hand, just on my way down. And I like, imagine like a cup, like I kind of explained it to Bryn, like imagine like a glass cup and like all four of your toes are like in the cup and like your pinky toe is hanging out. And then you're like you're bending your pinky toe like pretty quick and fast and hard against like a plastic slide that you're going down. So like I did that and then collected myself and I was like, all right, I'm swinging down. And then I swung myself down like pain. I was in pain, but this slide, dude, was nuts. It was insane. It was probably like 6 to 8 seconds long, but there were 2 sharp turns. And if you ever go to Mystic Dunes and you ride on their slide, you're risking your life. You're legitimately risking a head concussion down into a pool that's being manned by a little like 16-year-old high school kid who's having you sign a piece of paper. The thing was crazy. I had to collect myself, like hobble off into the corner of the pool on one foot because my toe was writhing in pain. And I just went down a nutso slide. I was shook. Like it was, as Brian would say, it was a riot. It was an absolute riot. It was a riot. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Go check out that TikTok, Brendan. It was a riot.
I will. That's unreal.
We'll send it to you. So I golfed 54 more holes. I think just from swing, like it might be broken. I don't really know, but like it's almost.
If it was broken, you'd be hard walking on it though. That's the thing.
Oh, it hurts walking on it. Trust me, it hurts. Like it's bruised, all the way to my big toe now. Like it's not terribly bruised, but like you can see the bruise like moving over.
Oh, it's funny.
But it was a riot.
Hey, Mike, quick question. Was it a riot?
It was a riot. Oh,
that's awesome. Oh man. All right. Well, Bryson.
Quick little rant.
Sad for golf.
Rant. Bryson's
out.
Great
slide. It was a great slide.
Timmy, Bryson's out.
If
Bryson was me, he'd be in. I don't have much. I don't need my pinky toe for much. So I needed to continue playing and you don't really need to. You can swing a golf club with. I saw a gentleman with a prosthetic leg walking out from the pro shop. Like people are out there enjoying that sport, man, and we're here talking about it, trying to grow it. It's awesome. Anyone and everyone. You just got to have a couple bucks. Unfortunately, got to work. You got to work for money.
Oh yeah.
That's all. That's as far as I'll go. I could go down another rabbit hole there, I'm sure, but my pinky toe. My pinky toe. I can't put shoes on. Really, I can't. It feels like if I feel my heartbeat in my pinky toe if I put my shoe on.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's bad.
Mike, you can play 54 more holes or 72 more holes. No, 54 more holes. Bryson can play through a little pinky injury. Come on. He's showing his foot.
Wrist injury. He's hurt.
Anyways,
wrist. So one of the things I did want to talk to you guys about, especially, we're going to save the Tiger stuff for a little bit later because he's currently at this moment getting inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame. I'm about to cry. But anyways, Scotty Scheffler has won 2 times in his last 3 events, right? Scotty Scheffler just signed this week an agreement to go fully TaylorMade. So that he had like not too much of a mixed bag, but he played with the Stealth driver. He had a Nike Vapor 3-wood, which how hilarious is that? Like an old Nike Vapor 3-wood. I think he had some TaylorMade. I think he played Titleist balls, and then he had TaylorMade like wedges, or I'm not sure what type of wedges he had. He might have had Vokies, but he had TaylorMade irons, and then whatever wedges he was using, and Titleist ball. He has now gone fully TaylorMade the week before the Players Championship. I think this might bring him some bad juju, guys. What is he doing? Why would you mess with it? What are we doing here? Honestly, what are we doing here? Why would you do that? I know it's a lot of money. Just wait until after the Players, which is the biggest paycheck in all of golf, then do it.
I don't know. I mean, if TaylorMade came up to you and
This tournament's not a big deal. We've talked about it.
It's so much money, though. That's the thing. Like, you make
That's
so
right.
much money off the Players.
He probably wants to get right with those clubs like before the Players, before the Masters. Yeah, he probably wants to get fine-tuned with those things ASAP. So let's put him into tournament play where he's got to hit with the pressure on.
Okay. Good point, Michael. Good point. When you're right, you're right.
No, I don't.
Can't
You're
disagree.
I didn't know that he.
I'm just surprised. Like, I'm just personally very surprised that like you would kind of like you won 2 out of his last 3 starts. He's won 2 tournaments, and like
He's
you
probably
go,
been playing. Has he been playing with them at all? Like, I'm sure he's been hitting them around.
Well, he's been hitting the Stealth and like stuff like that, but like, you know, his 3-wood is one of his better clubs, and he's taking it out and putting in the Stealth 3-wood. I was a little surprised by that.
Hey, by your logic, I don't think he's going to be my daily fantasy lineup. So I appreciate that, Brendan.
Close.
All right, so
Close,
like
Michael.
say me, I'm playing brutal, and I go buy a $400 driver. That $400 driver isn't going to make me fantastic.
No,
It's the swing, and I don't think a player at the top of his game, those brand new clubs are going to make him that much worse. I think his swing is somewhere where it wants, and I think that these brand new this new club, these new deals, gives him some consistency in his bag. Then it'll either make him slightly worse, that he'll just have to get used to the clubs because the swing's in a good spot, or maybe, maybe even better. I mean, the new technology and whatnot, but I don't know. I think it's more just his swing is the best it's ever been, and he feels like he could hit a club from 1960 and still play well.
you're not wrong.
Scheffler might be one of the best golfers of all time if you could wear like metal cleats, metal spikes. His right foot, if he could hold that thing in place, he might have. Hopefully,
I actually think that helps him, though.
No, you might be right.
Yeah, I think it's actually good for him that he's able to pull it back. I mean, his swing is weird. We've all agreed. Weird swing. Very weird swing.
Weird swing.
But yeah, it's crazy. We are seeing this a lot, though. Like, Koepka switched over to Srixon and Srixon, so he's playing all Srixon, everything. Like, the full bag era is like really coming back. Like, we're not going to see a lot of the mixed bags anymore, I don't think. Like, you're going to play a Titleist driver, Titleist woods, Titleist irons, Titleist wedges, Titleist Scotty Cameron, which is owned by Titleist putter, or Vokey wedges, which is owned by Titleist, Scotty Cameron, which is owned by Titleist ball. All the TaylorMade guys, they're all going to play TaylorMade through everything. Callaway, everything. Like, it's interesting because like I'm a very big mixed bag guy. Like, I have TaylorMade, I got TaylorMade woods, I got Callaway irons, I got Cleveland wedges, and I got an Odyssey, which is owned by Callaway, but I got an Odyssey putter. So like, a little bit crazy, here. Oh,
that's okay. It's okay to be a mixed bag. Is Tiger a mixed bag? Is Tiger all TaylorMade?
He's still got a Scotty Cameron.
Yes, so that's the only thing that he keeps. This is Scotty. Everything else is TaylorMade.
You said that was Scotty is owned by who, Brendan?
Titleist.
I didn't know that.
Yep. and he plays Bridgestones. So Bridgestone got to get into a partnership with someone here because they're only a ball company. They don't make stuff. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the Cobra guys, so if they play Cobra, I think a lot of them play Bridgestones. Because I know Bryson plays Bridgestone, Kuchar. I don't know his bag, but I know Kuchar plays Bridgestones.
Who?
Coochie?
Oh,
Coochie. Sorry.
Thank you.
Coochie. Sorry. My apologies, guys. It is Hoochie though.
I didn't know who you were talking about.
Ooh, good one, Michael. Good one. Yeah, so it's definitely interesting. But we do have, speaking of Brendan segues,
What do we got? What do we got? We got Sam Burns in the.
We're not there yet.
In
We've
the
got to
field.
talk about what's going on right now on my television.
What do we
And
got?
that is Tiger Woods is getting inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame tonight. His daughter introduced him. It's on the Golf Channel right now. Tiger's tearing up. I'm going to have to run to the bathroom because number one, I got to pee. But number two, I'm going to be tearing up too right now after this. So Mike, Tim, while I'm away for a minute, take it away. Talk about Tiger. When I come back, we're going to go into some Tiger stats. It's going to be unbelievable.
Wow, you're actually leaving us to go cry in the bathroom. That's incredible. Timmy,
Like I actually have some facts about TPC Sawgrass that I don't even think we got to.
Need to hear it.
What's that?
I need to hear it.
Did you know that the PGA Tour bought 415 acres on which now sits TPC Sawgrass for just $1?
Wow, from who?
Nah, an idiot. That's who.
What was that? I mean, was it just like family passing it down to the kid, or
I have no idea.
That's ridiculous. How do you get that lucky?
1979.
How do you get 1979?
It was a check. It was a check for $1. It still hangs in the clubhouse today.
There must have been some back end deal. He must have paid him in cash or something. They're not telling. They're not telling the full picture.
No. Also, Pete Dye tapped into an unusual source of free labor. It was just starting out. They didn't have enough money to hire grounds crews, so they just bought a bunch of goats to cut all the big long grass down to build the course on. And the goats cleaned up 80% of the brush on the course.
That's unbelievable.
But then they became a menace.
No, TPC Sawgrass.
Interesting.
TPC Sawgrass, in order to
how many goats?
Oh, I don't even know how many nodes.
A lot.
The goats would often kick over their fencing, sleep under the clubhouse, leaving mess for workers to clean up every morning. So they ended up having to get rid of these goats, but just kind of cool. And yeah, just little things, little tidbits.
The little things,
you know,
just some Timmy tidbits.
Timmy tidbits
on the players.
Unreal.
Oh, he's trying to. He was just killing the clock, and you know, I don't think we were totally aware of Tiger getting inducted tonight. That's incredible.
It's unbelievable right now. I'm watching it. I'm gonna cry.
I did not know this tonight.
Two of your compadres here, Brendan, that aren't holding their end of the bargain. My goodness.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. But I mean, you know, we always talk about, like, let's be honest. We always talk about the cut streak. We always talk about world number one streak. We always talk about all of these different, and now Timmy's going to the bathroom too. So we're just
I'm turning it on too.
Break. Huh?
I'm gonna go turn it. I'm turning it on too.
Oh, excellent. I thought you were going to the bathroom as well. Oh, unreal. But Mikey's moving his game.
Come 99.
We're gonna get copyrighted. Thanks, Mike. Turn it on mute, you dum-dum.
I just needed to hear that voice, you know.
Oh, it's unreal. It's fantastic.
Is that on the Golf Channel?
Yeah, it's Golf Channel.
It says live from the players, Timmy. It's lying. Yeah.
No, it's the World Golf Hall. Yeah, it's the World Golf Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I'm just watching it right now so I can record it when I go back. It's gonna be unreal. But
Unreal. Yo, Villanova's on soon.
PC
night?
Providence is
Tonight.
playing Butler first round.
PC at noon. Timmy, did you watch any of that Butler game?
No, I just saw the tail end.
Well, yeah, me too. Butler Xavier overtime. Poor Xavier, man. They were 16-5. They were 16-5 to start.
They
the
were
year.
ranked like 12th. They were
went
having a great year.
2-8 in their last 10, and now are 18-13. Yeah, 18-13. And now they're probably going to miss the tourney. I mean, tough to beat. That PC Xavier game. I'm not going to. Brendan, cut me off.
I will. Oh, so now we return to our regular scheduled program. Oh God, I do love it. I do love it. We are not just a golf podcast. We are a mostly golf and sometimes college basketball podcast, and sometimes baseball and sometimes football. So we're all over the place. But anyways, gentlemen, like I said, we always talk about some of the most well-known records that Tiger has, 86 PGA Tour wins, everything like that. We do have, so it's going to be a little Brendan's tidbits right now instead of Timmy tidbits and Mikey tidbits. We're going to have a little Brendan tidbits. We have some legitimately insane stats from Tiger Woods that I'm about to read off. So, yep, He just finished his speech.
Look at JT.
Oh, unreal. So incredible. Oh yeah, Justin Thomas is right there. Anyways, so Tiger Woods has won 41 events on the European Tour. That is third all time. Tiger Woods has never been a full-time member of the European Tour.
That's insane.
He is only a partial member of the European Tour, in which he has 41 wins on it. What? What is that? How is that a statistic? How is that a statistic? Honestly, like, how does that happen?
It's just baffling numbers.
It's insane. Tiger won his 100th career start, his 200th career start, and his 300th career start on the PGA Tour.
I mean, he's being inducted to the Hall of Fame right now. I mean, he could have been inducted with his accolades after 3 years.
2009.
I mean, compared to some people get in the Hall of Fame with like a major and like 10 PGA Tour victories.
Oh yeah.
3 years.
Don't get settled, Tiger, just because of this. Don't settle.
Don't rest on your laurels.
You look better than ever. You look better. You have more hair than ever. It looks like he looks younger than ever. He's ready to go.
Oh yeah.
And Mike, that's not in his book. His book is to keep on playing. I mean, that's why he's the best.
We'll get there. We're gonna get there. Tiger has won during his 20s, so from age 20 to 29, he won 46 PGA Tour events. If you just take that number, so just the 46, he's 8th all time in wins over a 10-year period. Never mind his teens, never mind his 30s and 40s, just that period. He won 46 times. Crazy. And finally, the last stat that I thought was incredible. Tiger has won 2 tournaments 4 years in a row in his career. So he won the Buick Championship and he won one other event. I forget what event it was, to be honest with you.
Probably Firestone.
The Firestone. Yeah.
Like the Bridgestone.
Or one of those. Who knows? Only one player had ever done that before, one time, since 1950. So think about that. He's done it twice. One other player did it once since 1950. Absolutely insane statistics right here. It's absolutely nuts. I mean, I know we were going to talk about it. He's at the Players this week. He's not playing, but I'm wondering when the comeback is going to happen. And if we get a surprise comeback in April for the Masters. Because I said Masters 2023 was going to be his comeback. I don't know, guy. Maybe Masters 2022. Maybe.
Let me know what
My
you
willy
think.
is wiggling.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Let me know what you think, Brendan, after you
Went from
watch.
6 to midnight. What were you saying, Mikey?
No, let me know if your thought there, if your opinion sways after you go back and watch. You know, like if you hear it in his voice after that speech. I know you.
I know, right? I'm really hoping that speech isn't like the last ride. You know what I mean? Like the last
Right.
ride speech.
Right.
Oh, I'm so excited to watch that. So I mean, Tiger, everything.
Tiger is
Players
everything.
Championship.
Players Championship.
Let's do it. Let's get it in. Let's get our phones out. Let's talk about it, boys. Talk about our daily fantasy lineups. Brought to you by nobody, because no one will sponsor no one will sponsor this yet. Once we get a sponsor, we will play whatever silly app you want us to play. But until then, we are free agents. But we do play one app, but we can't say the app on the podcast because you don't pay us to. Oh, boys. Oh, boys. Oh, boys. Oh, boys.
Brendan, you ready to kick it off?
Do you want me to? Mike, did you not draft yet?
Of course I drafted. Of course. Brendan, I want you to go first, though, so I can judge all your picks.
Okay. My first pick, he has 5 starts this year. He has 4 top 10s. He was last year's tour champion. He has been unstoppable since his win last year in Ohio at Muirfield. Patrick Cantlay, $9,900. That is a steal at $9,900. Oh my goodness gracious. Pick number 2. This man won a major championship last year. This man has 11 out of 11 cuts made. This man has 5 top 10 finishes. 2021 Masters champion, Hideki Matsuyama. $9,600.
Who was first?
When the hosts don't listen. Patrick Cantlay.
I was picking my lineup. Patrick Cantlay and
Then Hideki.
Mm-hmm. Brutal.
Up next, we have honestly one of the players who's been playing absolutely lights out this year and is like just missing out on like winning and everything. Billy Horschel. I got him at $8,100. He's been a pretty good pick so far. $7,700 next up, Matthew Fitzpatrick. You guys all laughed at me last week, and then he goes out and finishes top 10. Ooh-wee. Oh,
he did. Damn.
He did indeed. I was between him and Tyrrell Hatton. $7,300. I got Corey Connors. Hasn't had the best of years, but he plays very well at the Players Championship, and I'm hoping he continues that. Finally, at $7,200, a favorite of one person on this podcast. Favorite of Timmy the Chooch. Because the Chooch loves the Gooch. I got Taylor Gooch, $7,200. I left $200 over. I'm okay with that. I didn't really like anyone else in there. So,
You went dipping. You went down there, huh?
That's not even down there, though.
No, he finished T7 with a +5 finish on Sunday.
It was nuts.
Okay, the Gooch.
It was nuts. Anyways.
Taylor, you're not in my lineup.
Mikey, you want next? Or Tim, do you want next?
I'll go real quick.
Go ahead.
I'll go real quick.
Yeah.
Spieth.
Like it?
Gotta love it. I'm back on the Spieth train right now.
Doesn't play great at the Players, but that's okay.
I just want him to play great. And I haven't picked him lately.
He has been on a tear. He's only missed one cut, I think, this year, right?
One cut. Only missed one cut.
Yep.
Koepka, Brooksy. Let's ride. 6 of 10 in cuts, but
It's not a major. Well, it might be a fifth. It's his fifth major. So it's not the waste management and it's not a major. So therefore he doesn't care about it.
His Willie will get going this weekend, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure of it. Next up, Tony Finau. Give
Where
it
he
to me,
be now?
Tony. Give it
Where
to
he
me,
be now?
Finau. Give it to me, Finau. Next up, Sung JM.
I have him too.
Sung
Interesting
JM.
pick. Good pick. Has not been playing great this year, but when he gets going, he's going.
He's 10 to 12 in cuts. He's played a lot. I mean, he just kind of fell into my lap. I took Billy Horschel, and it gave me some flexibility. He's been playing great. I also took Max Homa, who gave me some flexibility. He was down there at 7,500. So I think Max, he's going to get up. His Willie's going to be getting up for this one. I think that's all of them.
Timbo?
Wow. It's like my lineup is like a combination of your guys'. We are all kind of thinking on the same page, but I will raise your guys' blood pressure a little bit, knowing that I have a remaining salary of $1,300.
No,
Get the
that's
hell
so...
out. I'm out of here. What? Who's your lowest?
Get like Rory or John Rahm or something like that.
He's going to win it all.
What are we doing here?
Can't change it now. Cannot change it now.
No, you can't change it.
Mom and Pop did me well last week. I'm sticking with Sam.
Oh, Timmy, how much did you end up winning?
I won $40, so 20 total. Like it was 20, put in 20, I won 40.
Yeah, you showed me on, I forget. I think we were at Topgolf.
I put in 25 and I won 40.
Yeah, so it was on Saturday. I think I showed you, and then luckily it stuck around. Taylor Gooch, if he had stuck around and won.
Did you miss a cut? Did you have a guy miss a cut or no?
No one missed a cut. But Taylor
no one missed a cut on mine either. And Tyrrell Hatton just went skyrocketing. I was like, let's go.
Mom and
Taylor
Pop.
Gooch finished first. I would have been staying another night in Florida.
Couple nights. What about a house?
Yeah. Sam Burns, number one, $7,900. Patrick Cantlay, Brendan, you had him too. Corey Connors, Brendan, you had him. Taylor Gooch, Brendan, you had him. Billy Horschel, I believe both you guys had him. And Michael Sunjayim, I also had him.
Copy our lineups, bro.
That's a mom and pop.
Mom and pop. No one
That's
above.
the one thing I really do like about like the big tournaments. So like the players, they have 156 guys, like everything like that. Like you can get some absolute steals. Like you can get I think when I got Will Zalatoris last year at the Masters, I think I dug deep for I think he was like 6,800 or something like that. Like it was nuts how low he was. And it was great. I loved it. Oh, fantastic.
Unreal that Timmy has $1,300 remaining on.
That's the mom and pop. You're gonna regret. Oh my god! If someone like Rory goes off this week, you're gonna be like, damn it.
even Spieth or
Brooksy, anyone like that.
It's all.
I originally had Abraham Answer at 70 something, and I was like, I gotta use a little more. I had more money available. I was like.
He's too good.
If you would have had $2,000 left over, both of us would have fought you.
No.
Oh man.
Do we have a golfer poll?
I do. I wrote it down.
Golfer poll.
Wow.
Wrote it down. I knew I'd forget.
Wrote it down. When did you write it down?
Shortly before when I was setting my my little space up here.
Excellent.
I was thinking about this.
We always have the one forgotten golfer poll.
I know. I'll never. That was.
We'll always have.
That one forgotten. Yeah. Shit.
The one forgotten golfer poll.
No one will ever know.
We were so excited. I'm so excited.
We were so excited. We were like, we got to keep it for next week, and then we forgot it.
Never wrote it. So we were writing it down. Learn from my mistakes, I guess. Not always, but I guess for this one I will. All right. For the rest of your life. Would you rather only play top lights for the rest of your life, but always have the newest clubs on the market? Or would you rather only play or always play with Titleist Pro V1s but never have less than 20-year-old clubs.
Pro V1s, 20-year-old clubs, or top flights and the top of the line.
Top of the line, brand spanking new
Pro
clubs.
V1s. Pro V1s. I don't. Pro V1s.
The issue is that those top flights are gonna make like holes in those clubs too. It's just like, oh man.
I can't hit a top. No, you can't be hitting the top of best of the line clubs with top flights. Just cut it out, Brendan.
Factual statement. Yeah, I think I gotta go.
So think about what a 20-year-old club is.
Dude, imagine when the new clubs come out, you're just like, hell yeah, I'm getting those in 20 years.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get those in 20 years. I'm gonna be so good in 20 years.
The new Stealth, we're 50 years old.
Just the feeling of hitting a top flight. It's not even the name, it's not even the baggage that comes with the top flight brand. It's just the top flight brand is earned. It's it's like hitting a rock. You might as well just find the most circular rock.
You're not wrong.
Most circular rock.
You're not wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Good
I think
question.
I'm going. I think I'm also going. I think I'm doing it. I think I'm going Pro V1s with 20-year-old clubs. Ooh.
Dude, 20-year-old clubs in 2040 aren't going to be that bad.
No, you're right.
20-year-old clubs today aren't even that bad. My clubs
That's
are
true.
at least 15, 13.
I just got a new set. That's why I'm like thinking about it. But
you keep your putter, Mike.
My clubs are fifth. Brandon was in middle school we were in middle school in 2005. That was 17 years ago.
not wrong.
Someone told me, I think it was Brian or Gene, maybe even Timmy. Someone was saying, hey, it's the clubs. I'm like, it's not the clubs. The clubs are fine. Why I couldn't hit it far. It was someone said the clubs for me, making the excuse for me. I wasn't buying it.
So funny.
It was probably Brian. Brian's big on getting fitted. He's all about.
Oh yeah, he was talking about getting fitted too.
I got fitted. I really like it.
I think it makes sense if you have the quiche. Absolutely.
Don't have
And
it.
here's the thing: you can go to like a PGA Tour Superstore and it's free. Like it's free fitting. Yeah.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you go to like somewhere like that, it's a free fitting. Now you do have to pay guys like if you're at your local, golf course and everything like that. But yeah.
Joe and Lee's.
All right, let's make a pact. If one of us wins the $1 million fantasy thing, let's all buy each other a fitted set of golf clubs.
Packed. Pinky
Packed.
promise.
Packed.
I'll buy a house too, and I'll buy a house and I'll let you guys crash and we'll play in Florida or maybe we'll get an Arizona house. That would be nice.
It's got to be tough beating Florida. I mean, oh man.
But Arizona,
I know I've never been to Scottsdale, so I don't know.
Oh, but during the summertime, it's going to be 130,000 degrees in Arizona. You know what I mean? So it's just like, where do we find the happy medium?
I don't know.
I got a place in Rumford always. This place is always going to be mine. 15
right.
Beaumont, Rumford, Rhode Island, and then Timmy's got his spot, and then we can work from there.
We got to get a winter house.
Mortgage hurts though.
Mortgage hurts. Taxes hurt too.
Yeah, I gotta get all my taxes actually.
Hey, when you pack $1 million, we buy each other a set of fitted clubs.
Bang.
Agreed. Packed. All right, boys. Well,
all right,
as
boys.
Always,
play better.
Fantastic talking to you.
Duff it up.
Play better, baby. Out there. Let's go.
Pull everything.
There's championship.